Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad FARHAN with my ISA. My matric number is 181029. So today our group will present you for our topic called Innovation, Automation and Mechanization Adaptation in IBS Construction Method during the pandemic era. So for the introduction, how does the innovation, automation and mechanization adapt in IBS construction method during the pandemic era? As you can see, automation and robotic can produce more output at a lower unit cost will result with higher quality product. So basically, it will produce our productivity. With the technology, also can result with safer environment with more efficient work execution, greater consistency of outcome, greater control over the management process. Furthermore, during the pandemic era, it is important to reduce human labor in order to mitigate the spread of the virus. So with this, it will replace human labor in order to comply with the safety guideline and the protocol of operation during the pandemic era. So for the IBS construction method in Malaysia, firstly, the IBS construction method in Malaysia must in public construction project. So next one is the IBS score must not less than 70 points. This decision was made in order to generate momentum for demand in construction project. So for the third one, Malaysia also apply open system or hybrid system in order to make up of the modular component based product to be produced and interchange between project for mass customization by the customer. Malaysia also use modular coordination in order to make design and construction components standardized to allow to reduce work waste in IBS construction method. Lastly, Malaysia also apply technology transfer with foreign expert to provide solution for IBS project. So, for the IBS construction method in worldwide, most of the country planning to improve construction performance by promote green construction and sustainable development because it is to accomplish a reduction of construction waste, improve energy efficiency material in order to reduce carbon footprint in earth. As you can see, construction industry take one of the most factor that produce carbon footprint in the world. So with this promotion, it can reduce the carbon footprint in order to make the world into safer place. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is FAIZZUDIN bin MOHAMMAD, matric number 1818617. I will present to you about the innovation of IBS components in construction sector. According to Onyezu and Baka, IBS method encourage innovation in the construction sector, which has been agreed by architects, engineers, construction manager, and also clients. Innovation of IBS components aim to improve the quality, efficiency, productivity, and the sustainability of the element in construction sector. Some of the innovation of IBS components and IBS method are hybrid concrete construction, HCC, and also innovative procurement system. First one is hybrid concrete construction, also known as HCC. It is a hybrid system that mixes components between IBS and also conventional in situ methods. Glass have developed a model for best practice of hybrid concrete construction that had been implemented in the United Kingdom, and it is also can be implemented in Malaysia. HCC consists of 8 construction stages that started from briefing, plausibility study, conceptual design 1, conceptual design 2, design 1 and design 2, and also lastly construction 1 and construction 2. HCC implement virtual reality, also known as VR, readability, information management, quality check. Furthermore, VR is a modern technology and innovation that are based on the Industrial Revolution 4.0, IR 4.0, that can increase the efficiency of the process of IBS element construction. Therefore, this method can improve the project quality and also can increase the efficiency of this project. Next, moving on to the innovative procurement system. Procurement system is very important to ensure good performance of the project. Procurement system is not as management system that specify the responsibilities, the job scopes and position of each people and organization in the construction project. Innovative procurement system can provide a better solution and effectiveness that lack on traditional procurement system. Clients' main choices of innovative procurement system are partnering, integrated project delivery, IPD, and also separation of procurement from main contract. First, partnering. Partnering is two or more companies collaborated in a construction project by sharing resources and also risk together. This project will be more coordinated and it can avoid redundancy of work because each of the company share their expertise to achieve the specific goals of the project. Second one is integrated project delivery. It is to make all parties involved from the beginning of the project to cooperate together from the designing stage and planning stage, which it can remove separate contracts, avoid redesign work, and also fasten the timeline of the project schedule. Lastly, the separation of procurement from main contract. This innovative procurement system is for the client to directly deal with the suppliers to buy the IBS components, which can reduce financial issues. Client can negotiate with the manufacturers about the cost of the components, which can prevent any marginal increase of the price. Therefore, this innovative procurement system can help to utilize the resources and ideas, remove skill gaps, and also improve construction time in the IBS industry.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Muhammad Harith bin Zamri, and for this video I will present about the pros and cons of IBS construction method in pre-pandemic and also post-pandemic. So the first advantages of IBS construction method, it can reduce the construction period. So as we know that the usage of IBS construction method, the process of casting the structural precast element and foundation work at site can occur simultaneously. So it can reduce the construction period. So the second one is reduction of unskilled worker. So as we know that our country is over relying on the foreign labor from neighbor countries. So by using the IBS system, it's only required less workforce. And this will lead to the decreasing of the labor costs. So the third one is it can provide site safety and cleanliness. So the implementation of IBS system, which involves the precast building components manufactured at factories, can reduce the construction wastage, which can lead to a cleaner and neater environment. So we move to the disadvantages of IBS in pre-pandemic. So the first one is high capital, high cost and financial. So as we know that the initial cost of IBS project is usually high. This is due to all costs from the construction of the factories, the casting of beds, and the machineries are very expensive. So by using the IBS construction method, it can increase the capital cost of the construction project. So the second one is the lack of skills. So because of IBS system is currently still new in Malaysia, so the worker is still unfamiliar with the IBS construction method. So fully precated construction project usually require high construction precision and skilled workers. So the availability of cheap worker also makes the contractor becomes more suitable with the conventional method. So the last one is problem of joints. So as we know that Malaysia is a country with an equatorial climate. So such countries often experience heavy rainfall during the monsoon. So this will lead to the problem of leakage, which is a major problem faced by the building constructed by using the IBS application. So we move to the pros, advantages and disadvantages of IBS construction method in post-pandemic. So the first one is it can control labor force at the construction site. So as we know that due to COVID-19 pandemic, the government has urged the construction industry to minimize the workers in the construction site in order to keep the social distance among the workers. So IBS construction method is known as a method which only need skilled and precise workers. So it can reduce the number of unskilled workers needed for the construction project. So the second one is it can produce high quality of product. So the IBS can offer the improvement on quality of components because it is factory produced. So it also can reduce the possibilities of poor workmanship and lack of quality control. So we move to the disadvantages. So the first one is high capital cost. So as we know that due to the pandemic, there are a lot of construction companies are affected. So the usage of IBS construction method can influence the construction company to increase their initial cost of the construction project. So this can give the burden to the small construction company as they just started to generate income when the pandemic is already decreasing. So the last one is low IBS supply chain. So IBS construction method can be considered as still new in Malaysia. So it required large investment for setting up the plant, the machinery and more and others, and also the expenditures of the transportation process. So currently Malaysia is lacking of the IBS component suppliers and the IBS equipment manufacturers. So low availability of IBS supply chain cause the construction stakeholder still not confident to apply the IBS construction method. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SAIFUDDIN or AKMAL 1815921. Inshallah we move to our next presentation regarding automation and mechanization principle in the IBS method that benefit construction sector in pandemic time. Okay, first of all, let us start. Okay. In 2005, according to Richard introduced the theory of industrialization within the 5 stages. We can see the stages start with prefabrication, mechanization, automation, robotics and reproduction. Okay, what is prefabrication? Okay, prefabrication is a manufacturing process that takes place at the specific place off-site, then we will install in on-site or within our context at the construction site. Okay. Then we move to the second stage, mechanization, when the machinery is employed to ease the labor on the working task. Okay. Then we move into the automation when the task will be done fully automated by the machinery, so we can say that it is automation. Okay. Then we move to the next stage, robotic is all the tasks made by the laborers are done by fully automated, but within the multi-axis flexibility. That's the robotic. Then we move to the highest level, reproduction. According to Richard 2005, he claimed that reproduction is something like we are having a continuous research and development in make the production process simplified. Then he claimed also having an example of printer where we make a product throughout the printer using one template, then we make variety of product within the one template. Okay. Then we move to the Gamuda 19. This is the case study regarding the automation mechanization in the IBS. So Gamuda 19 introduced digital IBS that consists of 4 elements: 2D BIM design, robotic production, software-aided commercial and finance management, computerized logistic management. Okay, what is all the 4 elements? Okay, we start with the 2D and 3D BIM design. We know that from the scratch or from the architectural drawing, they transform the architectural drawing into 2D and 3D model to have the more precise measurement of the construction element. Then throughout the production, we are using all robotics production, translating drawing into construction element. Next, they are using software-aided commercial and finance management. And lastly, computerized logistic management using barcode tracking of delivery and construction progress. Okay, this is the all 4 elements that make the digital IBS step higher than the conventional IBS, than the normal IBS. They implement the automation and mechanization and all latest technology within the IBS production. Okay, next we move to the benefit of automation and mechanization principle in IBS method in construction sector during the pandemic time. Okay, throughout the pandemic, there are many limitation using the guideline and SOPs by the government throughout the quarantine policy. So we can see that the workers have limitation in number, the workers have limitation in working hours, and they have many SOPs including social distancing that make the only limited number can have at the construction site. So within the 3 key elements, safety, human resource and time, we can see that automation and mechanization bring up a high and bring up the advantages of IBS for the IBS and the automation and mechanization compared to the conventional method. So we can see that when we're using automation and mechanization during the manufacturing of construction element of IBS, there are more robots and more automation compared to the conventional part, which make the human resource a little bit lower compared to the conventional method. So this fact will reduce the transmission of COVID-19 virus because there are limited number of human interaction within them. So if there are any cases, they were limited or there are a low risk of transmission within another part. Okay, that's for the human resource. We can see that related also on the safety part. We can say that when the transmission is reduced, the safety of the workers, especially of the workers, are getting higher. So the automation and mechanization will make the safety of workers higher, increase compared to conventional method. Then on the time perspective, we can see that during the pandemic there are many restrictions that have limited working hours. However, using the automation and mechanization, the working hours by labor can be replaced by the automation and the mechanization principle. We can say that robot can do their works, and the working hours do not have a major impact on the production. In conclusion, innovation, automation, mechanization and robotics are the spark element, the advanced technology of IBS sector, and proven to be better choice throughout the pandemic phase. And this is why our direction of construction industry are moving forward to the advanced technology, including innovation, automation, mechanization and robotics. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.